everybody. Welcome to our event today. So, my name is Joshua. I'm the co-founder and CEO of HeyGen. And yeah, welcome everybody for joining us. Whether you are long-term, HeyGen supporter or first-time guest, really, our pleasure to having you guys all, joining our first community event. So we have been thinking about having a, in real life a community event for a while. And finally, this is the first one we are having in LA. And yeah, so exciting for the, session today. And first of all, I want to extend my, thank you to Jay Richardson and a lot of his work around, that live, rich, travel, and also Ask Me AI.co is nothing short of inspiring. And we will have him to share a lot of insights how he has been using AI and to help to share his insights around that. And I also want to express the gratitude to all of you, our attendees. And so I think this is a great testament to the vibrant community that we are building around AI technology, around AI power, creativity, and innovation. And I would have to say these are truly exciting times. So technology is like accelerating. And we've been seeing the AI technology has been, improving and really having the newer generation transforming the way how we communicate, how we create, how we connect. And, AI tools like HeyGen it's really opened up a new era for us to create content, nothing like before. So I still remember when we found HeyGen, 4 years ago. And I think the mission for us was to replace the camera, because I spent a lot of time working on camera software. But the thing is that there's still lots of people are not able to create great content with the camera. Either your camera shy, you're introvert, you don't have access to expensive camera, or you don't know how to use a camera. And that's how we get started our journey. And our mission has been always to be the same, that we want to make visual storytelling accessible to all. And today is about that mission. So yeah, with that said, I want to probably kick this off. And thank you very much for joining us. And probably I hand it to Allyson next.
Awesome, awesome. So, everybody, I'm Allyson. I am on HeyGen's community and education team. Thank you guys so much for being here with us today. First off, give yourself a round of applause for being the attendees of our first community event. All right, so here's just a quick look at what's in store. You just heard from our CEO and co-founder, Joshua, and we're gonna start with product updates from HeyGen product manager, Adam Halper. Here at HeyGen, we are pushing updates at light speed on like a literal daily basis. So you'll often find major launches and updates on our website. But today, we're also gonna give you a look into like the finer details of some of our recent things, as well as a first look at some of what's coming up very soon. Then we'll move into our main event, which is a demo and conversation with our very own Jay Richardson, creative technologist, where we will dive into his journey. And he'll also show you how he creates the most lifelike avatars possible. Afterwards, we're going to open up to questions for all of you, for any one of our speakers, and leave some open time at the end for you guys to mix, mingle, connect, and eat the delicious food. Thank you to the Preserve. And also, in case you didn't check it out already, don't forget to look at Proto Hologram's Holobox in the back of the room. Proto Hologram is the world's only wearable-free spatial computing platform. Whether it's interactive holographic applications or live communication around the globe, Proto is the market leader in plug-and-play holographic communication and interactions. And thanks to HeyGen, they're able to offer interactive AI-driven avatars with lifelike precision. So if you have questions for the Proto Hologram team, check in with Cole, who will be back there raising his hand. Hey, Cole. And he'll sort you out. So with that, oh yeah, one last thing. Beyond today's event, guys, if you want to visit the HeyGen Community Hub, you can keep connecting, sharing ideas, and learning there. If you haven't already, you can share or check out tips and tricks in our forums, learn from our resources and webinars, and stay tuned for more events like these. We're at community.heygen.com. And if you head over to the groups tab, which is what I'm showing here, you can join our LA group to continue connecting with folks in the area. And we'll also be uploading photos and a recording of today's session afterwards. So with that, Adam, I hand it over to you.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. My name is Adam. I'm a core product manager here at HeyGen. And today I'm excited to share with you some exciting product updates we have. Lots to cover in a short amount of time, so I will get right to it. Starting with some of our recent launches just from the last 2 weeks. So first off, we have avatar add-ons. We know a big pain point for users previously has been running out of avatar slots. Either you might have additional clients and you want to create additional avatars. And so now anyone on a paid plan, creator and team, can purchase additional video avatars and interactive avatars. Hope this is helpful, and yeah, it should be available via the main paywall. We also launched style selection for generating looks. So what this means is now you can generate looks of your avatar in any style, regardless of the initial image that you use to train the model. So essentially it means that you could create Pixar style looks of you, and then turn those into videos, whereas previously, whatever the initial style of the image was, is what the style of all the looks came out to be as well. We also have styles like vintage, cinematic, noir, cyberpunk, but I would definitely recommend trying the Pixar one, as that's pretty fun. We also launched automatic background sound effects. So with a tap of a button, you can add realistic sound effects to your motion looks. And this really fills in an important kind of missing piece to make these motion looks 100% realistic. Now, essentially, the way it works is after you add the motion, you can tap add sound effects. It takes a couple minutes, and you can keep regenerating it until you're totally satisfied. And then whenever you apply that look in studio, the sound effect gets automatically added as a background audio track. You can actually check out an example.
Welcome to the new era of video creation with HeyGen. With automatic sound effects, these looks are becoming super realistic.
So essentially, based off the image, it saw there's waves in the background, they're on a beach, and so it adds, those natural wave sounds. If you had a bird, you might hear the bird sounds. If there's cars, you could hear car sounds, and it even can work for like an office setting of just like ambient office noises. We also launched a new collaboration page with comments. So our goal here is to really enable better collaboration and streamline the workflows for getting approval and feedback from external stakeholders. You're able to share a private link internally without actually publishing that video publicly, and then people can leave time-stamped comments. You'll get notified via email. We also recently launched subspaces for agencies. This is currently on a limited rollout, but talk to us after if you're an enterprise and want early access here. And so what this means is agencies can create dedicated subspaces for each client. So they no longer have to share all the assets across all the different clients. We also launched upscaling looks. So now you can upscale your motion looks to 4K, and we automatically upscale the photo looks that you generate. So you should see just an improvement in resolution quality. Cool. So now we'll give a sneak peek into some of the exciting new features coming in the next 2 weeks. As you can see, there's a lot here. Have community avatars, better navigation, look packs, product placement, better brand kit creation. So we'll just go through these quickly. So for community avatars, so for the first time ever, we are allowing users to share their avatar with the community so other people can use it. To start, our scope on this is pretty limited, meaning it will only work for your virtual generated avatars. This won't be for video avatars, and it won't even be for uploaded photo avatars. But every time you generate a virtual avatar, you'll have the option to make that public, and once approved by our team, it'll be available in the avatar library under a dedicated community tab. Our goal with this is to help users inspire and educate each other, and hopefully make it a lot easier to create videos faster, because if you can find exactly what you need from our avatar library, that's faster and easier than having to trial and error and create all the looks yourself. And as part of exponentially increasing the size of our avatar library, we're also improving the ability to navigate it. So one thing is you will soon be able to view avatars by looks instead of just by groups. This means you no longer will have to click in and out of each avatar to see all of the looks that they contain. You can toggle between the avatar view or the looks view. And when you're in looks view, you'll just see all the looks flattened out at the top level. Also search and filters. So yeah, as you can see there, you'll be able to search for exactly what you're looking for. We'll return the most similar results. And you can also filter for specific things you're looking for, whether it's man, woman, construction worker, et cetera. Look packs. So look packs is a new feature where you can generate 20 to 30 looks at once. They're themed around a specific use case, whether it's you want office looks or you want travel looks or fitness looks, or if you're selling a wellness product and you want beauty and wellness looks. And essentially this makes it easier than having to figure out all the exact prompts yourself. So now with the tap of a button, we have these curated prompts that we've tested and found produce really good results. And so you, as you can see here, all of those looks were just created by tapping the professional outside look pack. So yeah, our goal with this is with one click, you can get all the A-roll you need to start creating a great video. And we have seen that, and I'm sure you guys have seen this as well, videos that contain multiple looks tend to be more engaging. And so this should make it easy to get kind of slightly variable looks, but still within kind of the same setting and vibe. We are going to support retraining very soon. So you can, after you train your model, you'll still be able to upload new photos and retrain again. So if you are able to take new photos, as you upload more photos, you can improve the accuracy of the character. And so yeah, our goal with this is just to allow you to really invest in these avatars. And over time, you can add more and more footage, which will make it better and better. Product placement, yeah, this one's a very exciting one. So pretty soon, you will be able to generate looks with not just your avatar, but your avatar and your product. Similar to the way that avatars work, where we train a model, to generate looks of your character consistently, we do the same for the product. And this means you can generate, with clothing, could also work with accessories, could even work with large objects like a couch. This was the product. Yeah, the product with the avatar, and actually, yeah, all the way down there is me. Cool. So yeah, we also have URL to brand, and so what this means is we are going to create your brand kit automatically for you using your website. And this can even work based on your company email domain. So the experience we want to create here is when you sign up, you have your brand waiting for you, ready to use, so you can go ahead and start immediately creating on-brand videos. The brand kit means we'll extract your fonts, your logo, your assets, your colors from your site. And we even extract, we build out your do not translate list, and we figure out the right custom pronunciations to automatically apply so that we're pronouncing your product, your company correctly. So yeah, this is just some raw test results, but to give an example, this is a tutoring company, Varsity Tutors, and they provide standardized test prep. And it's very small here, but over here you can see we have their fonts, We have all their different assets and even like the iconography around their site. And we also extract their do not translate list and then apply custom pronunciation. So this is a test prep company. They tutor for SAT, APs. And if you squint your eyes, you can see like we've added all of the test names automatically, and the pronunciation. So it's not going to just say SAT, it'll say SAT, et cetera. And so this should make it a lot quicker to create videos and hopefully reduce that time from hours to minutes. And then finally, we are going to give users control over the motion via prompting. So now when you generate a look and add motion, it's currently just one tap and you kind of get what you get. But with this change, you will be able to customize that motion. We do offer like a few default preset prompts if you want to optimize for eye contact or hand gestures, but then you can always customize it from there. So you should be able to get the exact motion you're looking for, whether it's cheersing a glass, pointing, etc. So that is the recent updates, and I will be around later for questions.
Well done. Awesome, awesome. Jay, it's you. Is Sam here as well? Okay, great. So Jay Richardson is a leader in AI-driven media and immersive content creation, blending technology with storytelling to elevate brand experiences globally. He has been featured on ABC Nightline News for travel content and was also the executive producer of several Vogue covers around the world. His company, Ask Me AI, has been leading in AI technology for cutting-edge AI assistance, particularly in the hospitality sector, working with renowned hotels like the St. Regis Resorts and five-star resorts such as Sripanwa. Additionally, Ask Me AI have also produced over 1,000 innovative avatars, literally 1,000, y'all, using HeyGen technology for training, for social media, and data for top tech companies such as ClickUp. Richardson is also the founder of Live Rich Travel, a team of high-profile content creators and influencers whose work showcases luxury travel destinations with the aim of boosting tourism and celebrating the beauty and the diversity of the world. Live Rich Travel partners and clients include Netflix, Hulu, the Maldives Tourism Board, and many, many more. So with that, if you could put your hands together for Jay Richardson.
Hello, everyone. How you doing? Good, good. I was thinking about how I was going to do this presentation today and what I was going to share with you guys. And I DM everybody every day. I've been talking about HeyGen for about a whole year. The first time I was able to clone myself, I was like, yeah, I need a clone of myself. I was tired of working. And when you get, we're producing content so much for me, it's been about 10 years that I've been producing content. You get burned out, and you're trying to figure out how can I continue to do content, but also have a life, and also be able to do other things, enjoy with my son, and travel and do go different places. And so, once I found out we can clone myself, and all the other AIs were trying to make AIs and trying to make different people, but the HeyGen, when I got on HeyGen, I was like, well, that looks like me, it sounds like me, and then they had a language feature, and I was like, let me try the language feature. And I was like, whoa, I'm speaking in Spanish, I'm speaking in Chinese. This is amazing. And I knew it and saw it right away. And I was one of the first people to ever put a video on Instagram way back in the days. I come from the MySpace days. I'm old, way back in the days. But and when I first started doing, people were very uncomfortable speaking in front of the camera. Even doing presentations like this, it's very, very difficult to speak for people. But in a cancel culture where you say one thing wrong, it's very important that we speak correctly. And to be able to do that for us now, it's just been amazing. So I started experimenting. And at first, it was very, I'm not going to say difficult, but it was challenging to try to figure out how it can sound. I didn't want it to replace me. I just wanted to be a good avatar. And I think that's the difference. You want to have a good avatar. You don't want it to, fool people or trick people. You just want it to be a good avatar, something that can work for me. And so for me, that's what I'm about to show you guys right now. Everything that you're about to see is all clones, avatars, We've been experimenting and using them, and so I'm gonna go one by one so you can kind of see how each one I did, and then I will explain afterwards, and then we'll get into the details about the tech and how everything goes.
For the core. Then we went out and had a little dinner, a little girls' outing. And you might ask, what do we do? Like, what we do is we try to bring in tourism to the most luxurious places in the world. We show other sides of Mexico in different places that you might not normally ever see. So we had one of the owners come and share a little bit just to give the viewers a little bit of insight.
All right, so what's really interesting is that a lot of the homes that are like the one behind me look as if they're quite expensive when you look online, but these homes accommodate up to 20 guests. And when you break it down, 20 people coming to a property like this for a four-night stay, the price is actually more affordable than the hotels, and it's more affordable by far than all-inclusives.
And before we get into the next avatar, so there's one person that lives, way across the world, and they needed to speak about a part, and now we're able to change the words, change, how it gets spoken, and it just becomes like another edit. That easy, that quick. If I didn't tell you that was an avatar, you probably wouldn't know that was an avatar. So that's how real it's getting. That's how good it's getting. This next one is Sora. Sora, if you want to stand up for me. So Sora, and I want to give them all props because they worked so hard with me trying to do all these avatars, and they didn't know what it was for in the beginning. But this is Sora for this next one.
Hey everyone. Before we dive into these HeyGen tutorials, I gotta let you in on a little secret. I'm an avatar. Throughout this series, you'll see multiple avatars in various settings, from professional office environments to casual strolls down the street, both indoors and outdoors. This showcases the versatility of this amazing technology, so let's get started. Into over 150 languages. Just click Create Video, then Video Translation. You can upload your video or paste in a YouTube or Google Drive link. Pick the language and let HeyGen take care of the rest. And that's it. You're ready to create some amazing videos with HeyGen. If you end up sharing them on social media, be sure to tag HeyGen Official so they can check out what you've made. Now, go make something awesome.
So, all these different avatars, you can just do one click now, right? And I told HeyGen, keep bringing out all the, I would never get away from that computer as long as they keep coming out with different tools. And the reason why it's important to do avatars right now or understand it is because there's going to be a wide gap, or there's a wide separation. People are still just using ChatGPT. They don't even understand. They're not even at this level. We've been doing this for a year. We've been making avatars and doing content for a year, and then I got a hold of some communities where my guys I'm like, how do you keep putting out this content so fast? Like, something happens right away, like something happens in the news, and within 10 minutes, they have a video up, chopped up, ready to go. I'm like, these are some of the fastest video editors I've ever seen in my entire life. And then I realized that, they're using HeyGen too. And then I started understanding the community, all these people that are putting out this content fast. So what you guys are seeing mostly now might just be avatars. It might not even be the real people, speaking. It is the real people because I'm a real person, but to work that hard to get that many videos out, to meet the demand, we live in a society now where the algorithm just says, keep producing content. Forget about your life, forget about what you got going on, keep producing content, and if you don't, we're gonna regulate how many people you get to see you, right? And so if you have a brand or a business, you don't wanna be regulated. If you have that many followers, that's what you wanna be able to reach your followers. Well, they need to keep making their companies grow, so for them to do that, what they do is regulate your audience and your reach, and they want you to produce content. So again, HeyGen solves that issue. It allows you to keep producing content, keep getting content out there without the burden of, man, I have to shoot, make sure the lighting's ready. For the ladies, I gotta put on makeup, do my hair. It's a lot. People don't understand how much goes into content creation. It's a lot. And then you combine that with all the different tools with the avatars, and now you can change your clothes and put different clothes on you if you're a brand, if you're doing sales, so many different ways to use HeyGen. But let's keep going. Let's just talk about the algorithm. The algorithm these days require you to do so much content that if you want to output content very fast and you want to set up lighting and shoot. I did this real fast this morning, but I want to show you the Spanish version. El algoritmo hoy en día requiere que hagas tanto contenido. I don't speak Spanish. Si quieres producirlo muy rápido y además configurar la iluminación y grabar. And the reason about it is there's different websites and there's different apps around the world that are multilingual, and it's good that if you're a business or a brand or a content creator to make yourself more visible across multiple different languages in an instant. And that took about 5 minutes to do. The worst part was me typing because I hate typing sometimes. But other than that, you know, you type it out. I already recorded once, and this is when we get into the good stuff now.
And I want to start off by talking about...
We're talking about privacy right now with Lauren. Lauren, do you want to stand up? Al tanto y en el punto con los nuevos. So, she helped me. She helped me again. I call her up sometimes and I say, "Can you help me with the avatar? Can you just, speak for 2 minutes?" And then she'll send me. She didn't understand what I was doing in the beginning, but now she has it down. In the beginning, you overcompensate. You make too many hand movements, or you blink too much, and so each one of the people that I'm demoing with today, we had to go through those growing pains. You have to figure out how to make the avatar better, how to be able to make it look as real as you can. And so, hand clap for Lauren for helping us out.
Hey everyone, this is Lauren. It's December 4th, and I want to start off by talking about privacy. A lot of people have concerns about how avatars and imaging technology like this might affect their privacy, which is totally understandable. The cool thing is, HeyGen has built-in protections to make sure your privacy stays safe, even when using avatars. Actually, I'm in the audience right now while Jay typed this out to demo how avatars can even talk about privacy. Scary, I know, but each video is ID'd and tracked. So let's move on to the next avatar, and we'll talk about this after the presentation.
Hey, Luca.
So this is good. This is good. Give a hand clap. So we actually just typed that out this morning. When did you film that?
I think that the second one was filmed
a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, day after Halloween, I believe.
Yeah. So imagine, I traveled to 72 countries. There were so many great places and the experience that I have. Imagine if I can go repurpose that content now. Imagine that I was at that spot in Maldives that looked amazing, and I can talk about something that's current right now and repurpose that content. Imagine that, I have a loved one, grandpa, grandma, and they have a great story to tell. I would have them forever and be able to speak, She's the very first pregnant mom that actually did it, and she didn't know what we were doing. And I said, "Trust me, you're gonna want this, and when your kid acts up later," because I'm a father, I said, "When your kid acts up later, he's gonna want to remember you carried him, So film this." And so for some people, it might be like, "Oh, that's a little weird," but for me, it was, as a father, I'm like, I wish there would have been some moments and that my son could, see moms, have that moment. And so she can always speak from this point now.
Happy 18th birthday. This is your mom at 6.5 months pregnant. I am the first to clone myself in the whole world. I did this specially for you for your birthday. I love you so much. Happy birthday.
I just got done doing a shoot with
this right here. He's one of the founders of ClickUp, and we went into ClickUp to work out a deal. They're based in San Diego. They're like Slack, $4 billion company, and they make sales to Adobe, to Apple, Nike, all the great places. And this is one of the founders. We went up there, we did all the clones, and they actually did some pretty good clones. And they were very, very charismatic, good on camera, spoke very well. And so this is one of the founder members.
Ask Me AI. And I did not know all these things were possible. I had no idea I could produce over 500 videos a month with just one single shoot of 3 minutes.
Hello, my name is Anna Shuri.
And this is Anna Shuri. Anna Shuri, stand up, please. Go. She has, now this is an old one. She didn't know I'd do this today, so sorry, Anna. But she has about 20 to 25 million in social media. Very successful yoga brand. And She was one of the very first avatars when I was experimenting trials. So this is old school. We haven't did a new one, so sorry about that. But I wanted to show her, so you're going to hear the date. It was filmed a long time ago, but November, I think we filmed that November 20th, 2023. This is when people thought I was really crazy. You know, I was like, clone you. They were like, no, what is cloning? You know, I mean, I think I lost some friends over it because I would tell people like, yeah, let me clone you. They thought I was being a little too weird. Now it's starting to make a little bit more sense, so I'm getting a little bit of friends back, but.
And welcome to my AI assistant created by Jay.
So you see right here, that was when we created it, November 21st, 2023, and so I just repurposed it for today.
I have over 17 million followers across social media platforms, and today is December 4th. Thank you, HeyGen, for having us out here. And as Jay has just shown you, I filmed this actually in November 21st, 2023. But I just wanted to show you how you can change backgrounds. You can start YouTube videos like this. You can give instructions. You might be teaching a master class. There's so many different ways to use avatars.
Hi, everyone.
And my business partner, David. David, stand up. He's the brains, I'm the creative. So if you want to talk professional, that's who we talk to. So, and he doesn't like hearing himself on HeyGen at all, but this is when we're in the ClickUp office. He's going to explain to you in this video kind of how to do the avatars the way we do them.
Everyone, this is David from Ask Me AI in ClickUp's San Diego office, and I'd like to take the opportunity to give you some quick tips on how to create the best selfie avatar video, which will become your content creating machine. The environment that you shoot this in should be natural light. Natural light is your friend. Ideally, it would be in front of a floor-to-ceiling window, but if you don't have that, choose any other natural light environment where there are not too many shadows. If you're using an iPhone and walking around, you'll want to make quicker turns so the phone adjusts properly to the light. It's important to find the right balance between expressing yourself with some gestures, but not making too many excessive movements or blinking too much. Sometimes people have the tendency to blink too much if they are nervous, but try to avoid this as much as possible. So you're going to want to also have your face positioned in the center of the camera, right? So if you look at what I'm doing here, not too high, not too low, you don't want 6 feet of headroom above your face. Try to keep the phone as stable as possible. If you're using an iPhone, you can squeeze it tighter to get better stabilization. You want to speak naturally, clearly, and at a moderate pace, with your lips visible and making eye contact with the camera most of the time.
Hey everyone.
Okay, so, you know, as you can see, you know, everything that you're experiencing right now, it's just all avatars, right? Like this is, you know, it's you're able to receive the message now without it being so weird, you know what I'm saying? Or like distorting, you know, these are real characters, these are real people, and we're able to produce these and output these. This one you're about to see right now, this is gonna be a drone. We did a bike one, skiing one. I mean, you know, many different elements, and what we've been doing or trying to do is build up a lot of different characters. So we have a lot of different things for different ads, you know, YouTube material, business material, and giving people different characters. And everybody here has multiple different personalities. You know, they act one way with the wife, the husband, boyfriend, girlfriend. You have another way where you're in business, as professional. You have another way where you're at home and you're just relaxing. You can deliver a message multiple different ways. You can sell product in multiple different ways. And so as we go along, we're just trying to build these characters up. So we have them, and this point in time, it's only going to get better. Like what you're seeing right now is, this is the worst it's going to be. They told me don't say that, but I'm always a little rebellious, you know. This is the worst the tech is ever going to be, you know, because they're going to keep improving. And I think it's already amazing. We're already monetizing off of it. We're already making money off of it. We're already, you know, using it in hotels and hospitality, and nobody even knows or says anything because the experience is what people want. And you want to give them a good experience and a good show, this is what we're doing. So right now, Sam, you can come up. Give it a hand clap for Sam. And I've been practicing a lot with her because she's another one that's made over 500 avatars. And when I first approached her with it, she thought I was crazy, which everyone did. But she put in the work and put in the time, and I was amazed of how some of the avatars came up. So this first one is the very first drone avatar. It's the very first one to create it, and so the same audio, we're going to use the same audio for all these clips that you're about to see. So it's going to be the same exact audio in multiple different settings with today's date.
It's Sam, and today is December 4th. I just wanted to remind everyone that your clone is your legacy. It preserves moments from iconic locations, making them timeless platforms for evolving messages. It becomes more than just a legacy. It becomes your voice. Hey everyone, it's Sam, and today is December 4th. I just wanted to remind everyone that your clone is your legacy. It preserves moments from iconic locations, making them timeless platforms for evolving messages. It becomes more than just a legacy. It becomes your voice. Hey everyone, it's Sam, and today is December 4th. I just wanted to remind everyone that your clone is your legacy. It preserves moments from iconic locations, making them timeless platforms for evolving messages. It becomes more than just a legacy. It becomes your voice. Hey everyone, it's Sam, and today is December 4th. I just wanted to remind everyone that your clone is your legacy. It preserves moments from iconic locations, making them timeless platforms for evolving messages. It becomes more than just a legacy. It becomes your voice.
Multiple different places, all content, all done within 2 minutes time. You know what I'm saying? So when you're talking about technology and you're talking about the future, and you can be in that many places of content that we shot way before, and those type of memories from Yosemite to the lake to riding your bike, and you have those and you can always repurpose those. I mean, I can't ask for better technology from a content creator perspective and someone that uses content. You're never ever gonna sell product without content. You're never ever gonna go on a trip without seeing a picture or a video of a place that you wanted to go. That's what makes people go. That's what makes people move. Content. Without content, you're not buying, you know what I'm saying? And so when we're talking about doing this and we're talking about scaling up, that was the thing that triggered my mind the most. Scaling up. How do you scale up? How do you, meet all the needs for everything so you can get people and to cause FOMO and to inspire people? So, when HeyGen came out with this technology, they just keep getting better and better. And I was like, okay, HeyGen. At first, I couldn't get a hold of anyone. I paid for the enterprise and got a little skin in the game. Now they talk to me. But it was good. It was money well spent. It was probably the best money well spent because when I don't have to do so many retakes now, I'm saving time and money on lighting setup. I don't have to go reset up that light. These are just tedious things. I picture a world where you can think it and you can make it. That's where it's coming to. You want to make a Netflix show? Boom, you think it, the AI is going to do it for you. You want to put your characters in it. You're going to have companies like HeyGen that has the technology, and there's going to be people creating series and seasons, just like Sonos taking over Spotify. People, you think of a song, it's going to come out. You think of something to say or speak, you can just do it. And that's the way it's going to go. So we can focus on more creativity and less of the tedious stuff. No one wants to set up lights. No one wants to do the voice multiple different times to get it right. We just want to do it once. And that's so we can go and live and enjoy life and enjoy our families and friends. So that's what we're going to do. Today, Sam is going to show you a demonstration of how to actually record an avatar for yourself. So with no further ado.
Thank you. Thank you, Jay. So before I get started with the demo here, I just wanted to say that this tech has been a journey. I remember the first day that motion avatars dropped, I actually went out and recorded over 100, but that same day I kind of realized that I like the first take the most. So it's crazy how it works that way, but it's been a learning curve overall. And personally, I feel like with the evolution of social media, I've seen like Kai's 30-day streams going on. It's just not sustainable for creators like myself. So I'm hoping this AI technology is going to be the bridge for that. So without further ado, let's start this demo.
And so what she's going to do, of course, we're going to make a clone right now. She wants to have this moment forever. So we're going to do that. And so she's going to start to do the clone, and she's going to speak. And The way you do the clones, right now, the way the technology is, it takes 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I would say. Like a good 2 minutes and 30 seconds. If you want to go longer, it's good sometimes because you can chop it up if you mess up somewhere in there, and you can take a little bit off or a little bit off the end. But in this case, she's going to do a 2 minute. She's going to start, and then she's going to walk through, and then she's going to come back, and we're going to load it up and see how it works, okay?
All right. Let's start this way. You guys are going to be all part of it. All right. Hey everybody, this is our demo for the HeyGen clone, and this is our crowd. I just wanted to show everybody as we begin because the first 30 seconds are super important in your clone. I'm going to take time to turn around, and the lighting will adjust. I'm going to walk through the center here and make sure to take your time. Don't talk too quickly, just be natural, and try not to blink too much as well. And as I'm going through the crowd.
And I can speak right now because we already have her vocal, so it doesn't matter about the actual microphone because we're just going to replace it with her vocal. And let me explain how that vocal works. When you're doing vocals and you're trying to combine clones, there's 3 ways to make great vocals with clones. 1, you can record an audio on your phone. If you want it to look the most real, you just record an audio on your phone. So when she gets done with that, she's going to load that clone up, and it's going to, everything she's doing, and then the actual audio of the clone is going to overdub whatever she's doing right now, because this recording is only for the movement of your mouth. That's it, the movement of your hand. So if you do too much of this, then it might go like this in the, HeyGen. If you're nice and steady and you hold it down and you don't blink too much, then that's all it's tracking. It's not really tracking the audio portion. You can make it track the audio portion, but we're really just trying to get the movement of the mouth. And I'm going to show you how to do this audio right now. Sometimes that 2 minutes and 30 seconds does seem a little bit longer, though. There's 2 places where it seems long. Recording and in the gym on the treadmill. I'm a little jealous, though, because I actually wanted this avatar, I might have to do one with you guys at the end. The other way you can do it is called 11 Labs Pro. This is a secret that I'll give you guys. I'm not going to put it on the video yet, but a lot of people that are familiar with 11 Labs. It clones your audio, the similar of how HeyGen clones your video. But people just use 11 Labs regular. The secret is 11 Labs Pro, but it's only 1 per customer because they're very strict because it sounds so realistic. And she's going to airdrop that to here, and we're just going to put it right in. I'm not going to edit and do any edits. And the secret to 11 Labs Pro is, you spend a lot of time. It takes 15 minutes. That's the only difficult part with audio. It could take 15 minutes to do a 11 Labs Pro, and then you use the API of the 11 Labs Pro, and you connect it right into HeyGen, and your vocals are going to be amazing. Now, how do you want your vocals to be? Well, if I'm preaching and I'm talking loud, and this is my, then that's how you want, and your clone is like that, that's how you want your vocals to be. If I'm in the room and I'm just, speaking soft and I just want to relax, then that's how your clone wants to be. So you want to match your vocals up to the environment that you're in. If you're outside, you want to have outside noise. So if you don't have outside noise in HeyGen, you're editing in Premiere, Final Cut Pro, CapCut, wherever you're editing, then you want to add the ambient sound that is with your environment. And that's even if you're at home and you're relaxing, there's a little TV on in the background, you have to match it up to get that realism. So if you want to get real clones and real avatars, make sure, now eventually, I can promise you, Joshua, the CEO is going to make some stuff where, you push a button and it's going to read the sounds. They already have it in the picture format. And that's what we eventually want to get to, where it kind of just naturally picks up. But for now, if you want to make a good clone, just know your environment and know how you're acting in the camera when you're recording that clone, because that's going to determine your voice. They just unplugged. Inside of 11 Labs, they have a section down by your profile where it says API. You literally just get that API key, and HeyGen made it so easy because when you're adding a voice, you can just copy and paste that API key. But make sure it's the pro voice if you want the best sounds. Now, like the version you heard with Anna Cherie and Soar, that was all HeyGen's audio, HeyGen's audio. So not every time I use it, I listen to the voice when it gets done, and decide, okay, does that sound real to me? You know, does that make me, and I send it around to a few people. That's why they get mad when I DM them so much. I'm just sending them avatars all the time. They're like, Jay, enough avatars. Because I really just trying to get their feedback to see if it looks real, if it feels real, and you develop with customer feedback. And if it takes too long, we can just show you that after with that same video, so it won't be a problem. Now again, API 11 Labs, audio where you record it right into your microphone. If you're doing it outside, do the audio outside. If your avatar is outside and you're holding it outside, when you do your audio, just walk outside your door just so you can have that atmosphere noise. And then obviously the API one is pretty good because you could type it from anywhere.
Yeah, I think that's a question over there.
Oh yeah. For the first two videos you showed, the guy in the big house and the girl talking to the camera, were those 11 Labs Pro or HeyGen?
The very first one was 11 Labs Pro. The second one was actual audio that he sent in.
And then you just uploaded it into HeyGen?
Yeah, there's two, when you're doing HeyGen, there is multiple different, in their studio, you can upload a script, type in your script. That I like to connect with 11 Labs. And then there's a spot where you can upload audio. I still feel like when you upload your own audio, it works the best. However, the 11 Labs Pro has great type 2 video options. In this field, you don't want to be the tail. You want to be the head, right? You want to prepare and get all this stuff done now because it's going to be, I'm sitting here looking at holograms of people interacting with me. Just to let you guys know, also in HeyGen, it can do Google Meets, and like your actual avatar can do Google Meets with your your 11 Labs vocals or the vocals that you train with HeyGen. It can do your Zooms. That's the way it's going. It can actually do meetings for you. So again, we're in the beginning of this technology, so it's good to practice and be prepared so later on you don't have to do all this stuff later. It's only going to be more difficult, more different companies coming out. And so HeyGen makes it easy right now. There is a little bit of learning curve. So don't, when people say, oh, it's too difficult, Jay, or it's, I tried it, it didn't work. I'm like, they think that it's like one time you do a video, it's going to be perfect. That's just not how it is. Go film a podcast, and then you're going to have to cut up that podcast. It's not going to be a one-taker where it's like, oh, it's amazing right from the, so when you see social media and everything's perfect all the time, it's because people are chopping up content, giving you the best parts. It's the same with HeyGen. Sometimes I do 4 or 5 avatars so I can get one good one, or one good piece here and one good piece here. That's the learning curve.
My name is Jeff Pabst. I work at FaZe Clan, like a media company. One of the things I'm really curious about is, have you created content where multiple avatars are interacting with one another, or is it pretty much all the content you've captured thus far? Has it been solo avatars?
So I've done a podcast where people are interacting but fake interacting. So I haven't done it with multiple people in a scene yet. So right now it's just one-on-one. Is that the question that you had?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far off are we from a world where you're creating content, you have 2 of the avatars who are walking through a hotel together? I saw your opening sequence, there was like 6 models.
Yes.
I'm curious, at what point can these 2 people start to have dialogue and have conversation and really make unique original content versus talking directly at the camera?
So right now you can do side profiles. You can do, where people can interact and talk. Now that feature just came out, I'm assuming like a couple of weeks ago. So I haven't dived into it, but we have multiple looks now. When I first started, you were able to do one avatar, one clone. Now you can have 100 different looks for a person, and you don't have to have both eyes. You can have side cheek. And so I think, with that technology, I think if I were to edit it now, I could do that now. But to really, actually cut it up to make it look like people are interacting, I think I can do that now. But as far as like real 2 people talking, that would be an Adam question.
Yeah, and can't speak to that. Definitely something that is coming. Where, like Jay said, we'll support multiple avatars in the canvas. So 2 separate avatars, but also something we are looking to support as well is generating looks with 2 avatars so that they could actually be interacting, like walking down the hotel, talking to each other type thing.
Yeah, hi, thank you for this. It is a question related to the previous question. So did you actually, all those 6 people were avatars? And the related question is, did you select those avatars or were those randomized?
You mean the very first scene?
Yeah.
The very first scene when the girls are walking was a clip, a B-roll clip to the avatars. The avatars are the actual people talking. Yeah, so that's how we do that. Now, I will tell you, I can get on multiple platforms like Dream, Luma, and you can create, I've done this for my mood boards. I've created multiple different ones, but that's a whole different company and a whole different purpose. The avatars of people speaking is what basically I'm trying to promote here. Yep.
I have a quick question. My name is Nelson, and I'm an entrepreneur. And one of my businesses, I represent a lot of actors in town. And I want to understand, like, how do we best position our talent to not be scared of something like this that's going to possibly replace them for at least my commercial talent, as far as, like, how do we set them up to use this technology and not be scared of it in a way that they can capitalize on it and they'll actually come ahead down the road?
I think everybody's been scared of this. That's been, that is actually an amazing question because, I find that myself, always trying to get people to not to be scared of it, to try it, to practice it. And I think the best way is, and I've been talking to HeyGen about this, is just to get people to come into the office or, actually start recording them and seeing them in events like this, to be a part of the community, to practice, to see how it goes, to see the whole process so they understand. Because one of my friends, he directs Cobra Kai, and I was talking to him and we were doing avatars, and he asked me if I could replace the scene. Like if they filmed a scene and they broke down a set, but they had, an avatar from that scene, can they redo lines? And I said, yes, it's possible now. You can overdub now. So, you could practice your lines and you could probably even act with yourself now. And so to get them to be unscared, I would also say just to, be a little bit more involved in the community and ask a little bit more questions and actually link up with people from HeyGen so they can understand how the technology works and not be scared about it. Because it's going to be hard for them just to come from, just to hop on and there's a learning curve with that. So for them to hop on and actually, not be scared of it, I don't think that's possible right now until everybody gets a little bit more eased into AI. And so, introduce them. That's what these events are for. So you can introduce them to the top of the top.
And the second part of my question, thank you for that, is what about, have you put any thought into, for example, obviously if I'm on social media and I'm sharing something about whatever my message is, but now my avatar chooses to, you have your avatar say something, has there been any thought about into the legal implications of, like, if my avatar is speaking something, that then my avatar can get sued and not me personally sued? I know we're getting deep here, but I want to think through, like, what that looks like down the road.
Well, I would like to think that the avatar, can, be guided by some principles if we use, AI to even help us write what it's supposed to say. These are questions that you can ask every LLM. Will this get me in trouble later on? And they'll probably tell you before you write it. There's going to be a lot of people that use it to be controversial, and that's what they want to use it for. But I hope that people use it in a way that can help us grow. The more that you use it, and this is all AIs, and this is my advice to everyone, start now. If you haven't start now. The more that your AI gets to know you, gets to understand you, the more that you give data to HeyGen and to all these other places, and not the way people are scaring you that the data is going to, oh my gosh, they're going to take everything. We're too busy working. No one's taking anything. We don't care. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of work going on. We're just trying to build and understand people. For me, I grew up in an era where I can preach and my tone was something different, and some of the things that I've learned and that even my avatar helped me with is, it's changed my tone or how I speak to people. Some people thought it was aggressive. Other people thought it was motivating, and people receive information different, and so the cool thing about the avatar is it kind of makes nice Jay all the time. You know what I'm saying? Even when I don't feel nice. So I think when you're talking about legal stuff and you're going into that, I would always, double check and just not be in a position and not have your avatar say anything that will get you in a position of legal.
Yeah. I would say too, for any of these more sort of like specific legal or trust and safety questions, our head of trust and safety unfortunately isn't here today. But after this, feel free to chat with any of the HeyGen employees. We've got our our company name here on our name tags and stuff, and we can, if not help you out today, at least try and get an answer to you afterwards. Yeah, so we're still processing. Do we have more questions? Yes, we do. Okay, I'm gonna come over to you next.
So semi-linking in with that question before, I don't think people are scared of the technology, they're scared of the application of the technology. You described an example where, going from doing 10 shoots, you can now do the shoot once, and then you can replicate it 9 other times.
Yep.
What's your philosophy regarding compensation for the talent? Because you might get paid $1,000 for that first day, and then $10 for the 9 other days. And that's the question I think that people are scared about.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a case-by-case basis. We've been even trying to figure out, what do you charge people for this, or what do you, because it's very cheap to do, right? It's very cheap to, reduplicate it. But I just think, like with everything else, if someone builds a brand, and everything is negotiable, right? Like everything, when you get to that scale and you see how much hard work it is. Most of my work has been about people that really want to be a part of it and want to do it. So when you get into when you're talking about like big businesses and big actors, and those are only things that management and lawyers can figure it out, because everyone's going to want to know what that is, how much you can make, how much money can you make. And so our brand is more focused on making money as a whole group, with going out to the tours and boards, leaving these things for hotels, so we get paid as a group rather than an individual. But individual, yeah, they're going to rent out your avatars, and they're going to add up. We have vocals that do the same thing. So I think over time, there's going to be a lot of money just spread with avatars and getting your information out. But to say what the number is, I think that's always going to be the unknown for right now.
And do you operate on a kind of a royalty basis or a buyout basis?
It could be both. I like all kind of money. As long as it's green, we're good.
So my name is Nick, and actually I just wanted to, Nelson, I think, was it? Yeah. Just really quick, I wanted to touch on your point, talking about actors, actresses being scared of using it or abusing it or whatever. I would just want to remind you that a number of months ago, I'm sure you know, we came out of a pretty brutal strike and union contract negotiations. So have your actors, your talent, talk to their union representation and find out what the legalities are of that. Because AI was a big buzzword for actors and recreating their likeness and so on and so forth. But my question that I really wanted to bring up, this is a burning question for me. I know that you've already touched on stay away from too many hand movements, stay away from too many bodily movements, don't do it in excess. But I'm actually more interested in voice projection and moods. So in other words, does it make sense on your raw upload, your initial raw upload to HeyGen, when you're recording yourself and putting yourself into the system? Does it make sense to say, okay, hi HeyGen, this is my regular voice. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. And then, okay HeyGen, are you ready for this? This is my really angry, annoyed voice. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow, okay? So like pick up those nuances of your personal voice and don't rely on the machine or the system so much to recreate anger or sadness or annoyance or whatever, etc.
So
does it make sense to do that?
I'll always say, yes, it does. There's no wrong way to experiment on the creative side. For instance,
5 minutes to upload yourself, basically.
Yeah, you have 5 minutes, and for instance, I come to find out instead of adding a period, adding 3 dots leaves a better space for me. They have a section where you can add spots. So everything's experimental, right? We're at the stage now where that's the whole point. They want you to create. They want you to experiment. What works? What expression works? Does the preaching work? Does me saying it like that work? We don't know unless you do that, right? And then see if it works. And if it comes back and it doesn't, then, let's figure out how that can work. And that's what this community is about. At the end of the day, I want to figure it out just as much as you do. So I figured out the way my system works for me to make money and for me to help, my team. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here to also figure out how it's going to help. And so by doing it, when you do 1,000 avatars, you learn a lot. You learn a lot of different, how to speak, how to say, how to get it to do this. When is the hand movement going to do this compared to this? When to blink. And that's just repetition. And I think that's like everything in life. The more you practice, the more that you keep, doing them and trying different things like that, you'll figure it out. And if not, I will for sure help you figure it out because I enjoy doing it.
One thing I would add to that is, if you want different emotions for the voice, you can actually upload custom emotions. So you could separately record, like, this is my neutral voice, this is my excited voice, and just upload separate audio files. And then when you're in the studio, you can apply, like, I want my excited voice, I want my friendly voice, etc.
Is that a new feature, Adam? I want to get that.
It's relatively new, yes, within the last couple months. And you can access it via the voice tab, like click on the voice.
Only a
to
voice
show
upload,
emotions.
or is it also a video upload for the different?
So this is just for the voice. If you want the visuals to, like, a really excited one, neutral one, I would record those separately as looks, and you can do the same, yeah.
My name's Chowder. Everybody calls me Chowder. I'm a builder. My question is more around APIs. So I've been following HeyGen since you guys first started. Thank you for now. The API thing was kind of tricky. It was like very limited. Now it's open, which is great. But my question is, I see right now for most of the endpoints are V1. Only about 3 of them are V2. So my question is, like, all these updates, I don't use the dashboard to give preference. I'll go build something. Like, I have a custom GPT, just like HeyGen, where I'll do everything in my GPT. I upload everything there. It will make it. I don't need to be in a dashboard. So will all those same features be in the API? Because, like, how you were talking about the 11 Labs one, I didn't see that in the API. So I don't know if that's only dashboard. For instance, I can do all my motion and everything from the API settings, make templates, make 100, everything really quick. So is that going to be updated as much as things are going to be in the dashboard for the visual interface? And if so, or if not, like, how long is that time frame? For instance, if only 3 endpoints are V2, how long before all the other ones are V2? And I'm asking that because I'm actually updating the GPT I'm building right now on the API endpoints.
So yeah, we are working on making our API a lot more powerful. We recently opened it up, so non-enterprise could start using it. Planning to support all of the generate looks features, adding motions to the API. And if there are other specific needs you have, would love to chat after this.
One more I was going to ask. I know mostly everybody has partnerships with 11 Labs. Will you guys soon add other providers? Like, I like to use Cartesia. Like, I make voice assistants on the other side. So, like, there's obviously a plethora of, other platforms like 11 Labs. Will you guys open that up for us to bring in our own? Because you can clone voices, you can do all those other things there, or is it only going to be for 11 Labs?
Totally. So yeah, right now you can actually import third-party voices from not just 11 Labs, but also Cartesia, I think PlayHT, and some others.
I would assume that's still in the dashboard right now, not API-based or everything.
Yes, definitely in the dashboard. Not 100% certain about the API, but we'll get back to you.
Yeah, I'll talk to you guys.
So technically speaking, you can actually convert that Cartesia voice into an audio input and feed that into API. So the API actually takes the audio file as an input to generate the video. So technically speaking, I think we are in the middle of revamping the V2 API. And it would make it much easier for build like sort of any integration or downstream task. But the only thing we would not be able to open up on the API is the capability of creating the avatar. And the reason is just being that we have implemented a sophisticated kind of like trust and safety check in the app. So all the users are required to only upload their footage to our main app so that we can apply a lot of a trust and safety check. And we still felt that we do not want to open the app to API because that's going to open up, just more research around how we can make sure the, sanity check out there. Yeah, that would be the only thing would not be able to API.
Okay. Yeah, I'm here. Okay. My name is Ibrahim Suse. I'm a marketer. This question is for Adam. I use Notebook LM a lot, so I can get my content from ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity AI and just dump it to Notebook LM to generate the dialogue. And so I was thinking how I'm going to use that over to HeyGen to create, kind of a video and to kind of simulate the dialogue. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can upload an audio file. So if you have that audio podcast generated, you can upload that directly to HeyGen and then use that audio instead of the text-to-speech. And one thing, if it is two people speaking, you might want to just split it up a bit between the two speakers, and you can then basically set which speaker is speaking which part.
Yeah, because we have a presentation at the Beverly Hills Chamber of Commerce where we do like a discovery call for 4 people, and they share their challenges, with ChatGPT or stuff like that. And we got all their concerns or their questions to Notebook LM. And Notebook LM was actually able to create that dialogue, go through each and every one of those cases. And I was thinking it would make a lot more sense, because if it's visual, for other people to see how it's done.
Totally.
So, thank you.
We actually have a beta of video podcast generation, largely leveraging kind of that same workflow that you would do for Notebook LM. I would love to share that with you after.
And right now, even 11 Habs has a feature where you can do podcasts just like Notebook LM. And you can literally take that audio, put it on HeyGen, and you can have a whole podcast or talk about any topic within 10 minutes.
Hi, my name is Eduardo. I'm from Digital Audrey. We bring in the timeless elegance of Audrey Hepburn in the era of AI. I have a question about the motion avatar. The one that I saw you in a bike, have you experimented by changing the background also as realistic? So she's on a bike, but now she's in the mountains or not on the beach.
We have. I don't know if you saw, I kind of changed the background just in an office environment, whether you're using Photoshop, generative fill, or, you have CGI, because they actually have a remove the background feature inside of HeyGen, and so you can use it that way. You can always bring it in CapCut, once you have your avatar done and it cuts out the background. So, then it's just about do you know lighting, and can you make you don't want to put a bright scene in a dark mood, right? So as long as you can match up the lighting, it's just like any other cutout, another green screen. Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Somewhere over here, yeah. Somewhere over here? Okay.
What about, I didn't see anybody wearing a hat. What are
Good question. Can we do hats? Have I tried a hat? Is that one thing I haven't done, Joshua?
It's technically doable. Basically, I think we have the model optimization around the occlusion, around including hats or glasses. And it should be fine, actually. Yeah.
You guys have? Okay, good. It came out good.
Okay.
Sunglasses, good. A true story. This is a very true story. Don't laugh at me at this one. I have the Meta glasses. This is how I filmed the bike one. I literally put the glasses in the back of my head, and that's how I filmed our bike one. This is no joke, right? So, so sometimes, even when you don't have cameras and stuff, I literally put it back, and I rode in front of her, and she rode behind me, and that's how we filmed the bike. So you can do it in your glasses, AI glasses. With HeyGen, it still works. It's all good.
Awesome.
So it just got done. Sorry, we had a little Wi-Fi issue there, but it's going. She just added a little audio in the back, and so we're going to see how it comes out.
All right, we're going to do one more question right here in the back. But
All
for
right,
the rest of the questions, we are blessed today with the presence of our colleague, Avi, who handles pretty much all of the customer support requests. If you have ever visited our help center, 9 times out of 10, he's been the one who's written the article there. So he's going to stick around afterwards, too. So if you guys have more HeyGen-specific questions, he's a great resource for you. And over to you for your question.
Yeah, thank you. Firstly, yes, I do use HeyGen, so it's a great software. I'm actually a CEO, founder and CEO of a SaaS platform, and I came here mainly to ask this question. So I see ClickUp is here, and Joshua, for you too, I wanted to have this question. So I'm just starting off. It's not a white label product, so mine's an all-in-one, AI-powered, I would say. I'm not going to overdo the AI thing, but it's a platform for creators and digital entrepreneurs. But I'm starting off. It's a SaaS platform. I want to know, when you started off, because you got recently funded and things like that, you guys have done pretty well. When you started off and you got people for free, let's say a free tier, free forever, what was your cost like? I mean, was that more of a burden for you when you started off? Like, I'm just trying to think of my business model, like do a free trial and then have people subscribe, or do a free forever. And I'm just kind of researching that. I just kind of want to know from the founders itself, like what, like ClickUp and you, like what was your thought when you went into starting your SaaS and getting people on your platform when people didn't know about you?
Yeah, sure. So I guess the general philosophy is that we want to give the value to the customer as possible as we can. And we're only going to introduce the paywall if that costs too much for us. And if you look at the whole HeyGen, the fundamental philosophy about the product is that we offer a lot of things at the free tier. Like, for example, we allow customers to create their own avatar at the free plan. And because we felt that this would be the best way to actually bring down the creation barrier for people to really try out the technology without really committing to pay for that. And I think it really depends on how your cost structure look like and what's your target customers, I would say. You know, if that costs too high, you probably want to introduce paywall. But having, so a little bit about product philosophy is that you technically would be able to access all the features at the free plan, but you're only going to be gated at the volume that you're using, right? For example, we gate it with the volume of number of videos, with you know, the knowledge base size, where you can only upload probably 3 PDF instead of like 10 different PDF. That's kind of like the philosophy behind it, yeah.
So for you, the free tier worked really well instead for just a free trial, and you could have gone that way too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, all right, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much. All right, Jay, back to you.
Okay, this is almost 80% done, and then, you know, any other questions? You know, I came here today just because it's been a passion of mine. I'm usually, if anybody knows my background, I'm pretty good at seeing things in the future. And being the first to do a lot of these different things. And so, you know, I would encourage people to start, practice. If this is your field, if this is your business that can help your field, you know, I will always be a part of this community. They have opened their doors, and so I'm gonna keep, you know, being a creative and experimenting with multiple different things. I'm gonna push the boundaries, and, you know, try to get as many. Oh, here we go. Let's check it out. Let's check it out real quick. I'm debuting this the first time with you guys too, so we're seeing if it worked.
Hey everybody, I hope you've enjoyed the event. Make sure to grab some snacks and mingle while you're here. Jay's done a great job. Thank you so much to Allison and everyone hosting the event. And other than that, I hope you enjoy this video and see yourself, say hi.
Yeah. Now, I promise you, I don't know if it's the internet or whatever, it's a lot quicker than that, but it's that quick, you know, and now she'll have that forever. And it starts right there. If we wanted to chop it up at a different thing, we can, you know, leave a longer audio. It's going to start at a different place, you know, and so it's kind of cool that it like randomizes. Now, eventually we want to probably pick the spot that we want to, but it's kind of fun because, you know, different audios give you a different look, even though it's the same recording over and over, so it won't look the same, and so I'm jealous of that avatar now. I want one. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I just want to, you know, come here and demonstrate. I'm going to be a part of the community. I'm going to be very involved, so you guys can always ask me questions. I'm practicing pretty much every day. I'm using it every day. I have a lot of companies and businesses that we work with, so yeah, I'm not going to stop. And so any one of you that showed up today, and only the people that showed up today, I will personally, you guys can personally reach out to me, and I will, you know, guide you the whole step if you have any problems, okay? Okay.
Awesome. So do we still have some questions in the audience? Feels like we do. You guys okay with doing some more questions? Yeah? All right, let's do it. And then we will leave some time for just mixing and mingling and eating the food at the end.
Yeah, Morris, my background's in television. I work for the networks here in town, Fox and the others. I'm curious about your new feature, the interactive avatar, because I think that's really going to set things off as far as the future is concerned, is having an avatar that can interact with you. And I have a new app that I'm working on that's based on that technology. There's a company called 10 Cents, huge company, that has a open source API out of China, and it's pretty amazing what I've seen from their demos. And there's also other companies like Digital Humans and Soul Machines who are also doing this interactive AI situation. So I'm concerned about where you're going with that, so I can utilize that in my app that I'm creating.
Yeah. So the way how we are thinking about the avatar generator philosophy is that I think like Jay mentioned, we want to have a great version of clone, a digital twin of myself that can help to do a lot of work for me, right? Like for example, demonstrate some of the ideas using a video, creating a video, and also interact with my clients, with our customers, things like that. And with that said, the interactive avatar is actually one of the biggest investment in terms of technology at our team right now. And even today, you can actually invite the avatar to your Google Meet, to your Zoom meeting, to have a interactive conversation. And it takes a little bit effort to config that we work really well in terms of like setting up the knowledge base. So what you want to have the avatar to know about and what you want the avatar to react with the questions. And things like some very exciting example we are seeing from customer is building a coach AI AI avatar so that it can help people to do some learning in a new way, things like that. Yeah.
On the large language models, which one are you working with, or are you working with proprietary?
We work with OpenAI model and Anthropic, so both are available. But we kind of help the customer orchestrate the layer underlying on that. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
And you can also, on the lives that I've done, so I've done a few lives in interactive avatars. You can, if you have an API for one of the LLMs, you can bring it in anytime and connect it with HeyGen's avatar, live avatar, and you can actually train it in OpenAI in Claude 3.5 Anthropic, and then you can actually attach it to the HeyGen avatar. And that model, how you train that LLM, will act as that, or you can just do it inside of HeyGen, either or. Yeah.
Hi guys, my name is Ricky. Jay, thanks for inviting me, man. My mind is completely blown from this technology. So I own a full CGI company with animation for music for children. Am I able to use this technology now to create content with this, also create avatars with my existing characters in an animation environment that I already have?
So I'll speak on this first. I would like to say yes. I'm going to let Joshua and Adam, I've been able to put multiple different characters in, use it, speak it enough. If you want them moving around, dancing and things like that, I would use two. I would use a, Sora from OpenAI, but there's only a few of us that have access to that, and then combine that with the HeyGen as far as speaking. As far as lip syncing is going, and having your audio match the face of any character, I don't think anybody's better in the business than HeyGen. And so that's available now. Now, I don't know about movement afterwards. And they just came out with the feature where you can change the clothes and the outfits. So I haven't even got to play with that. So I will be gone the rest of the day playing with that feature.
Is your character more CG style or realistic style?
Full CGI.
Full CGI, I see. And you're saying that would be for children education?
Yes.
Yeah, so we probably need to look into that a little bit. So it depends on which style in terms of the cartoon or CG. And if it's close to more realistic style, I think that will work really well. If there's like cartoon, lower resolution, I don't think it is supported today. And yeah, we probably need to help you look into that.
Okay. Well, feel free to experiment with my with my cartoon. I'll show you guys afterwards, though.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks. Great presentation. Excuse me. My name's Brandon Alexander, and I do run a daily synthetic podcast called AI Dope on YouTube. And it took a while to figure out, but I work with Notebook LM too, and then I separate the voices with Spectra 11, and then I have the two voices that I animate. The question was kind of brought up about compensation, and I've been interested in bringing on talent, because there's a lot of great talent in town here. However, I wasn't sure what to do for compensation. So HeyGen offers a lot of great video avatars, but they're limited. So I replaced the backgrounds. I kind of do them side by side. It looks like they're giving a podcast. I put in a mic. I even replaced the face on an actress and just kind of tuned it up. So for me, I'm either going to continue to hack the avatars that are there. I've got the kind of influencers walking and introducing it. I guess my question is, I've got one avatar that has the kind of redheaded guy with the beard, and there's like 2 looks for him. So it'd be great if there were other looks, or I could swap out his clothing. But then kind of moving forward, if I were to bring on an actor or an actress talent, I'm not really sure, one, how I would scare them away, but what sort of compensation package. I might say, hey, look, I'd like you to be a host, and, you know, I'm low budget, what do I charge, and yet respectfully. So these are kind of the things that I bring up. So for HeyGen, I guess the question would be, how do I make the requests for different looks, for the talent? I say talent, digital talent. But it's really exciting. I find that producing now a daily, long, synthetic podcast through a combination of 11 Labs, HeyGen, AI automation with like Airtable and Make.com and things like that. Some of you know this, some of you don't. It's just crazy quantum leap what we're able to do. And, you know, like you said, I'm excited. And yeah, it is a daily thing. You experiment, you try stuff. I mean, I even have, you know, you have that cool voice when you're sick. And you're like, oh man, that's a cool voice. I get on and I clone my voice in 11 Labs and I call it cool sick voice. And I use that sometimes. So anyway, wondering about thoughts of what you would do for video avatars that you have. I used to do the still images and animate them, but I'm really not pleased. They don't have the arms or anything, and maybe it'll get that way, but the video avatars work. And I call it synthetic podcast. I don't try to hide the fact that it's real analog humans. So anyway, there's a lot packaged in there, but I just kind of want to get some thoughts about where the canned AI avatars, video avatars are going, and then maybe get some thoughts on compensation for bringing in real people so that it's a win-win, so that they say, hey, I've got my cloned avatar on AI Dope, but I also take that and now I'm on TikTok or Instagram or others. Thank you.
Yeah, who wants to take this one first?
Well, again, you know, I think when you're talking about like what someone's compensation is, I think that's just a case-by-case basis. You know, people worked hard to build their brands, right? And then they don't want their image just to be out there floating around, and you know, multiple different podcasts or different, you know, brands without, you know, some type of pay, because that's why you want that look, because they put in a lot of hours and time to build up that reputation, and that's why they're a familiar face. So I just think that's a case-by-case basis. Now, you know, as we understand this technology more, we grow, and I think those conversations will be had a lot more. I mean, it's the same thing like you guys said about the actors going through, you know, everything they want to. Everybody wants to know, you know, what's the price, and I just think the technology is just beginning. Like, this is first day of school to me. You know, I've been doing it for a year, but today's first day of school. And, you know, as those conversations happen more and we find practical use cases for them, I think those numbers will be discussed of how many times you're going to use it, where you're going to use it at, how many fans are, you know, all these things coming into play that people that are more experienced than me in those areas can make those decisions.
Yeah, so I think the way how I look at the like unit economic in terms of how to hire avatar and how that compensation could look like. I think one example it reminds me is that, let's say in the early days, like more than 20 years ago, right? We can only request an actor to actually be physically in the place in the studio to film some footage. But once we have internet, we have a platform like Upwork, Fiverr, we can actually request a remote footage from someone that maybe live in the, you know, different parts of the world that request that. I think the question you're having today is exactly the same like the question that at that time, how much should we charge and what should be the business model look like if we request a remote footage from someone. The way how I see it is that I think avatar is a way to really help people to scale the content, just the same as the online internet help people to scale their content to, selling my footage to the people in the different part of the world. In fact, I think some of the effort we are working on haven't been really prioritized yet. Is open up a marketplace at HeyGen for the user to can actually source their own avatar actor. And the underlying design about all the public avatar at HeyGen today, it is really for demonstration purpose. That's the main purpose of having those actors, to showcasing what's capable, what's possible with the avatars. We always encourage our users to create their own avatar, and that's also another reason why we are committed to make that creating your own avatar easy, and to make it very, very effortless to do that on the platform. So one way I could imagine, but I think there's still very early ideas, that we could have some creator, let's say Adam's a creator, and he created an avatar and he submitted into the marketplace. Right, every single person who wants to use Adam's avatar would need to get Adam's approve, and basically making sure that Adam want to make sure his avatar is speaking about the right content. He's speaking about the brand that he loves. And that can be licensed per content that way. But I think that's probably further down the line, and how we can imagine the business model could be. And I think not to mention that, I think there's a lot of other chance and possibility going on, that you can actually create your own avatar using AI, right? You kind of, if you do that, you kind of own your the whole IP of that specific avatar, because it's created by you, and you can create multiple looks of that particular person. So yeah, that's kind of way how we look at it.
Yeah, and the only thing I might add to that is, I know there's a lot of questions around how the compensation might be affected, and I do think the cost per video is going to go down, and what that means is the volume of videos is going to go exponentially higher. So right now, most information is still communicated via text or image, but by making videos really easy to create, I think we can expect to see just a lot more companies creating a lot more video ads, and other videos for their marketing, training, internal communication, et cetera.
Awesome. So I'm going to take one more question right here in the back, and then we'll do just a closing remark, and then you guys can all mix and mingle and eat the food.
My name's Jalen. I'm a CEO of a company named Boise. We work with young education. We're partnered with the Boys and Girls Club, universities across the West Coast. And actually, Josh, he came over to my place in 2023 of August, dude. When you guys were just getting started. So, and we were trying to make my first AI avatar, because I'm a creator as well. And I just want to ask Josh or Adam, when you guys are talking about Zoom calls, right? And you said these AI avatars could be in Zoom calls. How are you moving along with that? Where are you with that process? Because that is so interesting to me, because all these children that I am making these AI courses for, because we're working with children, college students, I want them to be able to be in a Zoom call with a professor that is still getting paid, but they're not actually there. So is that possible if they're interacting? Because I've interacted with your AI avatars. I've created my own. You came to my apartment and made my own AI avatar. So I just want to know where you are when it has a big group of people, let's say 100 students, it's a lecture, and can they interact with this AI avatar?
Yes, certainly. So I think today you can already introduce your avatar in the interactive way, having a real-time conversation in the Zoom meeting. I think one thing particularly I personally feel very excited is about the interactive avatar impact on the educational industry. Historically, the way how we look at education and learning, we always look at some pre-made content, right? So, but we know that video is pretty hard to make. It's really, really hard expensive to refresh the content. But actually, every single series of the educational topic needs to be refreshed constantly. I think the interactive version of that would really enable the future where people can actually, let's say the way how we do it is like this. We can load the entire textbook into the avatar, and then we can design the avatar for a particular session. This session 1 is for chapter 1. This session 2 is for chapter 2. And then when the student came into that session, and then basically, the avatar will start with an overview and then start having conversation. Learners can actually learn about everything using the conversation that way. I think one nice thing about that is even further down the line is for the from the learner side, right? When we actually watch the video, we don't necessarily know how much does the learner consume and how much he understands the whole thing. But we can actually infer that information from the question they ask, from the conversation they were having. And so that we can get a sense about, okay, what are the common questions that people usually have? And what are the confusion points we may want to introduce some follow-up content to further clarify. I think that really will, bring down the, creation, the learning barrier a lot and making it much efficient. And then coming back to your point, I think speaking from a technology perspective, there's two things practically we need to solve in the short term. One's a performance, and how do we make sure the latency is, I think right now the latency is somewhere around 1.5 seconds. So it still introduces a little bit delay in the conversation. Ideally, we want to bring it down less than 1 second, and so that it is unperceivable on the latency side. And then another thing is that just for more emotion, voices and expression, to making sure the conversation is more engaging. Those are the two main things I would say. Yeah.
I remember back then our biggest struggle was like interacting with the comments, and we tried to make an AI avatar that was going to interact with my stream, and I was going to ask if you had any more advancements with that, So obviously I could text you stuff, but I want to ask you publicly because this is good for everyone. Okay, so if I was gonna let's say even in Zoom or just streaming in general, there's comments that go down in the chat section. How well can they respond at this point?
Yeah, I think that's a platform-specific depending question. Like for application like Zoom, we built our own Zoom app, so that we can use our app to get access to all the comments and the conversation from Zoom. So that's easy. But platform like Twitch, they don't actually necessarily have a open platform for you to get access to the comment stream. And that would need to be built separately as an API integration, or we have to work only with a platform that provides those integrations today. Yeah.
All right, thanks, man.
So first of all, want to thank everybody, our attendants today, for coming to the first real life event. It's great to see everybody. And it's our pleasure to host this event like this. I think everybody from HeyGen. We'd love to continue to chat after this. And then I want to say a huge thank you to Jay. And I think I was, including myself, I was mind blown with a lot of application you did. I still remember in the early days that I came from engineering background. I do a lot of research and model development in the early days. Myself, I think I did over 200 different footage recording, just to get a sense of how well is the technology and where are the improvement. I kind of want to get a first-hand feeling about where we are at. But hearing the story from Jay, you guys have been doing hundreds. That was really, really inspiring. And I think that also speak about some of the I wouldn't say it's a constraint, but it's more like something we need to be aware of, with the new technology. It takes a little bit of a learning curve. I think as a team at HeyGen, we are trying our best to how to help to educate the customers, help to deliver the best practice, how to use this technology. And meanwhile, it does take a little bit, learning curve to really get the best of it. And yeah, so I think I want to say, this is amazing to have this event like this. Feel free to stay around, and then we have HeyGen Kruse here. And then, the last thing is that just thank you very much.